Hey everybody, welcome back to the future. So we have to go back to the past, look at what the prophet said, then catch up with Jesus to find the word of life, the breath of life, the fragrance of life, the aroma of life, the tree of life. How do we consume the tree? Really, if it's all about tree and food, how do we eat the tree? Oh, that's right, Eve. We don't eat the tree. So I went back. I went way back to the wall. She is. I caught her. And I said, honey, we don't, Cana, honey, we don't eat the tree. What do? We burn it. She doesn't believe me. We're separated. Welcome to Egypt and Israel. Are you born yet? If you are part of God's family, then you do what God the Father has dictated to all the prophets. So let's flip in Matthew 2 where it says in verse 6, "But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, by no means are least among the rulers of Judah, for out of you will come a shepherd to guide my people Israel," another name for Jacob. But we're going to go to Micah, and we're going to flip over to Micah 5:2-4. Now, again, I do this on the fly because I want to show you guys I can actually flip and take the time to find the prophets. And I did a little notation at the front so I can find. Micah is right after Jonah, and Jonah is impossible to find, but here's Micah. So as we actually do this, we're going to be looking at Micah 5, verse 2 and 4. So we'll read Micah 5, first couple verses, and we'll flip and flop to see what it's talking about. All right? So, on the left, annotation, or the annotation, or the connotation, or the Elkannotation, God's notes. Jewish rulers emerge. Okay, so guess what? Turns out I wasn't raised Jewish, but now I realize that my dad is Jewish, so technically I'm like Moses in that. And I want to take everybody out of Egypt and be free and wander in the wilderness through this earth and be foreigners to the world and believe that God's going to give us protective custody. That's what I'm in. Separated from my family, I never really thought it'd be protection from God until I realized that's how he separates people. It is by what Jesus says. Don't think in your head that I came to bring peace. I came to bring division because my peace is the aroma. And if you like it or you don't like it, it's going to be a clear distinction. And those who serve me and those who don't is what Malachi says happens in the end. So we're in Micah. We're in Micah 5. It says, Bethlehem, Ephratah, you are too small to be among the thousands of Judah. But from you, someone will emerge for me to be a ruler over Israel with a scepter. Sept, 7, air, a rod. Remember the menorah? That's the light. And his origins will be from early times. Old day, or the days of old, OG. From days of old, OG. Therefore, he will deliver them to their enemies, their worst fears, themselves, your own thoughts. Get comfortable with your own skin, right? Until the time that a woman in childbirth gives birth, then the rest of his brothers will return with the children of Israel. He will stand up and lead with the strength of Hashem. So he will get up and go and lead with the strength of hemp and Hashem. With the majesty of the name of Hashem as his God. Now we're talking about the majesty or the magi or the magic, or the aroma of God. And the name of Hashem, his God. So you really have to believe. And here's the thing about believing, side note. If you're not convicted, like, you're not always thinking that he's with you, like, imagine you're, oh my goodness, that's a great test. Okay, so imagine this is your baby. Remember the egg test that you had in school? This is a total on-the-spot study. Remember the egg test that you had to carry around an egg and take care of the egg and feed it? Well, then you got a little puppy. And do you play with your dog? Do you play with your cat? Your cat's kind of an independent thing. Pussy. Whatever. At that point, take care of your canine. Take care of your baby. Take care of your heart. Guard your heart. That's what this entire trip is about. And incense and perfume bring joy to the heart. And then you follow because you wouldn't want to disobey your coach. And you realize that even though your dad's not with you, if you swore, or your mom might hear you in the distance somehow, you'll come home and you're going to get a spanking and a wash your mouth out with soap. So that's the consciousness of being aware of God's presence, which is the aroma always with you. So that's how we escape our thoughts, is we infuse positivity from the sun, literally particles of the sun. So they will settle in peace, in a can of peace. For at that time he will be great to the ends of the earth. And this will assure peace. If Assyria will come into our land, and if he will tread upon our palaces, we will set up 7 shepherds, or 8 officers against him. And they will pound the land of Assyria with the sword, or the words, and the land of Nimrod as its gateways, and he will rescue us from Assyria, or Asherah, or he will rescue us from us worshiping false gods, because he's jealous. Now imagine your boyfriend, girlfriend, your wife, your spouse. Would you cheat on them? Even if you looked at another woman and your wife was like, I saw you look, and you're like, I didn't look, you liar. Inside, that's guilt. And it's going to eat you up. You might actually have some weight you could burn with CNH, curds and honey, pure sugar cane. Burning the bush. It works as a fat. It burns your fat. You'll shed pounds. You'll shed memories, negative ones. He gives you positive ones. And he reminds you that he did all of this in Egypt with Moses. Actually, he did it with Abraham. Because the wife, Eve, and Adam were the first 2 people, according to the story. And Adam listened to his wife, Eve, and ate the tree. I stopped using the tree, and I almost died. Then I lied to my wife, and I went back to God with the tree, or I went back to the tree, and I found the tree was God, and I'm supposed to go back to the church with the altar, go back to God with an offering of incense to your own heart. So Baruch Hashem for the longer video of Micah.